Some emotions empower you. Others quietly poison you. They don't break you in one blow. They weaken you over time. They cloud your judgment, hijack your focus, and pull you away from your principles. And while modern society teaches us to express every emotion, validate every feeling, and feel our way through life, the Stoics taught something different, something far more powerful. They didn't repress emotions. They removed the ones that made them weak. They practiced a kind of emotional discipline that sharpened their clarity and hardened their resilience. Because to the Stoic, mental strength isn't about avoiding pain. It's about not letting destructive emotions dictate who you are. In this video, we'll explore the 5 emotions Stoics removed to stay strong, and how this kind of mental detox will help you reclaim control of your thoughts, your reactions, and your life. Let's begin with one of the most common. 1. Anxiety about the future. We all worry. It's natural to think ahead, to prepare, to plan, but anxiety goes further. It obsesses. It spirals. It lives in a future that doesn't exist, and suffers for it. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." The Stoics understood that the future is not in our hands. Only our preparation, our response, and our mindset are. Anxiety doesn't solve tomorrow's problems. It only robs today's peace. So what do Stoics do? They bring their focus back to the present. They prepare for the worst with calm, not fear. They remind themselves, if it happens, I will deal with it. And if it doesn't, I won't waste another second on it. They replace anxiety with action, with grounding, with trust in their ability to endure, no matter what arrives. 2. Resentment. This one hides well. You feel wronged, betrayed, let down, and you carry that bitterness, not out in the open, but deep inside. You replay conversations. You relive injustice. You wait for an apology, for justice, for closure, and in the process, your mind becomes a prison. Seneca wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." Resentment turns your focus outward. It gives power to others. It keeps your strength trapped in the hands of those who hurt you. But the Stoic knows, you don't forgive to set them free. You forgive to set yourself free. You let go. Not because they deserve peace, but because you do. Resentment is like carrying a burning coal in your chest, hoping it hurts someone else. It doesn't. Let it go. Forgiveness is not weakness. It's the ultimate act of inner authority. 3. Envy. This emotion is subtle and deadly. You see someone else succeed, and something inside you turns bitter. Not because you hate them, but because they reflect what you don't have. They make you question your pace, your path, your value. But envy is toxic. It blinds you to your progress. It turns someone else's blessing into your burden. And it keeps you chasing validation instead of virtue. The Stoics destroyed envy with logic. Epictetus asked, "Do you want to be praised by a man who curses himself 3 times every hour? Why compare yourself to people who don't even know themselves? Why chase the image, when you could build substance?" The Stoic measures progress inward. He values discipline, not display. He competes only with who he was yesterday. And most of all, he celebrates others. Because their success doesn't diminish his. It expands what's possible. Envy dies when gratitude lives. 4. Anger. Now this one's obvious, but that doesn't make it easy. Anger feels powerful. It makes you feel like you're standing up for something. It burns hot, fast, and bright. But the problem is, it usually burns the wrong things. Your words, your relationships, your peace, your judgment. Epictetus warned, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. To the Stoic, anger is not a sign of strength. It's a sign of surrender. You've handed your emotions to someone else. You've let the outside world decide how you feel inside. So how do you remove it? By slowing down, by stepping back, by reminding yourself, this is temporary. My peace is permanent. The Stoic chooses reason over reaction. Firmness without fury. Power without poison. Anger may be natural, but letting it control you is optional. 5. Self-pity. This is the most dangerous emotion of all, because it feels safe. It makes you the victim, the wounded, the misunderstood, and at first, that can feel comforting. But stay there too long, and it becomes a trap. Self-pity drains your strength by convincing you that you're helpless. It makes excuses look like explanations. It replaces action with stories about why you can't win. Marcus Aurelius had no time for this. He reminded himself daily that life was hard. People were selfish, and outcomes were uncertain. And yet, he chose to lead, to rise, to serve, to act. A Stoic never drowns in their suffering. They walk through it, head held high, shoulders squared. They understand. No one is coming to save you. But you don't need saving. You need responsibility. Take ownership of your pain. Turn it into fuel. And refuse to let it define you. Now, let's pause. Because you might be wondering, should we not feel these emotions at all? That's not what Stoicism teaches. The Stoics were not robots. They felt everything, but they refused to let emotions rule them. They removed what was unnecessary, what was destructive, what took them further from reason and closer to chaos. They practiced emotional discipline, not emotional suppression. They trained their minds the way athletes train their bodies. Daily, patiently, relentlessly. So how can you do the same? Start here. When you feel anxiety, breathe. Bring your attention back to what's in your control. When you feel resentment, forgive. Not because they're right, but because your peace matters more than being right. When you feel envy, celebrate. Someone else's light does not dim yours. When you feel anger, pause. Choose a response, not a reaction. When you feel self-pity, move. Even one small step forward shatters the illusion that you're stuck. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be aware. This is mental detox. This is emotional discipline. This is what makes a Stoic unshakable. Let's recap the 5 emotions Stoics remove. 1. Anxiety, replaced with grounded focus. 2. Resentment, replaced with forgiveness. 3. Envy, replaced with gratitude. 4. Anger, replaced with reasoned response. 5. Self-pity, replaced with responsibility. These emotions aren't just feelings. They're directions. And if left unchecked, they take you far away from who you want to become. But you can change direction at any time. You are not your emotions. You are the one who observes them, chooses them, and releases them. That's what Stoics do. That's why they stay strong. And that's how you can too. Emotional freedom isn't about never feeling. It's about never being controlled. Remove what weakens you. Reinforce what strengthens you. And build a mind that stays calm, clear, and commanding, even when the world is loud. Because the strongest version of you is the most emotionally disciplined one. That's your power. That's your path. And that's Stoic temper.